environmental changes like the nutritional deprivation and the buildup of the toxic waste lead to the decline in the number of the viable cell characteristic of the dead phases. Organism will be slowly get down, and maybe organisms, there is a continuous battle between the organism themselves will kill one another, okay, and there is a continuous battling for the nutrient as well as oxygen. The death of the microbial population, like its growth during the exponential phase, is usually logarithmic. This pattern in viable cell count holds even when the total cell number remains constant, because the cell simply fail to layer after dying. Often the only way of deciding whether bacterial cell is viable by incubating into the fresh medium. If you will, the organism will getting into the death phases or near to the death phase, if you will put them directly into the fresh medium, again what you will get it, little lag phase, and then organism will remain into the same phases. So most of microbial population usually dies in the logarithmic fashion. The death rate may be decreased after the population has been drastically reduced. This is due to the extended surveillance of the particular resistant cells. Few of the organism will not die, they will survive for the longer, because that is their own resistance. Okay. Now the mathematics of the growth. Now the continuous culture of the microorganism. In exponential growth lasts only few generations, and soon the stationary phase is reaches. It is possible to grow microorganism into the open system. Okay, we already studied it into the closed system, that is with the phases. Now we are interested to go into the continuous cultivation, that you will get it organism in the same phases for the longer time period. Okay, a system without constant environment conditions maintained through the continual provision of the nutrient and removal of the waste. What you need to do is, once you are adding the amylase for the amylase production, you are continuously adding the starch. Okay, organism will utilize starch by producing the amylase, but during this, as they are utilize the substrate, what they will produce? Product. Okay, so what will happening into the fermenter or in your culture or your broth? You will have two things simultaneously. One, that is addition of the substrate, that you are adding from the upper region, continuously you are adding the substrate. In the same time, organisms are utilizing this substrate, they will produce product. So accumulation in the flask, that is the product. So what you need to do is continuously removal of the product, otherwise what will happen? Product will interfere to the phase or your production, okay, or that will affect to the activity of the organism. Okay, so what you need to do is simultaneously two things together, addition of the substrate and removal of the waste, okay, or removal of the byproduct. In certain cases, organisms are also producing certain byproducts. Okay, so you need to maintain two things simultaneously, that is growth phase, right? And second thing, that is their chemically maintenance. What chemical that you are maintaining? One, that is substrate, addition of the substrate. The same time, that is product removal. So that you are maintaining the ratio substrate and product, right? Otherwise what will happen? That will interfere to the growth pattern, right? Is it clear? So this type of the phases that will come or consider into the continuous culturing, that you are defining this phase, you are interested to increase the population. Okay, population will increase in the time when they will get the sufficient nutrient. Okay, but if they will get the sufficient nutrient, what will happen? They increasing their population. Same time, while they are utilizing this substrate, they will produce definitely product. Okay, so you need to maintain two things simultaneously, that is their growth phase or growth curve, as well as a concentration of or ratio of substrate to the product, right? These conditions are meant in the laboratories by the known as continuous culturing. Okay, a microbial population can be maintained in the exponential phase at a constant biomass concentration. Sometimes what will happen, while your addition of the nutrient inside, in the same time, as I told you, increasing the population, that increase the turbidity. Okay, suppose initially it is 10 raised to 6. Okay, as time passes you will adding the continuously nutrient, little bit 10 raised to 7, but you will allow. Okay, little bit higher, 10 raised to 7, it's okay. 10 raised to 8, again little bit, but if it reached to 10 raised to 9, 3 times higher, what you need to do is remove the turbidity. So you need to maintain the growth phase at population, as I told you, that is by the maintaining of the phase, population as well as ratio of substrate to product, and that is very much hard or difficult task for the industries to maintain the both the things simultaneously. So that is continuous cultivation or continuous culturing of the organism. As I told you, they are adding the fresh medium. This is your culture vessel. Okay, and organisms, they, as I told you, because of air scarcity, oxygen scarcity, you need to provide them oxygen also. Okay, so now what will happen during these phases? Cell density and the biomass, that will initially that will be lesser and will reach to the higher one. You are maintaining it, okay, by addition of the continuously nutritional. Okay, in the same time you are adding the nutritional concentration will be little bit, initially it will be less, and after certain time period it will reach to the constant and will be increasing as they are all organism will utilize in the higher concentration. Okay, so for the constant ratio what you need to do is addition of the fresh media, okay, and receiving of this product. Okay, to maintain substrate and product ratio, you need to collect the or you need to receive these products in the same. So continuous cultivation or continuous culture is commonly used by two major things, that is first chemostat and second that is the turbidostat. A chemostat is the constructed to that a sterile medium is fed into the culture vessel at the same rate of the media containing microorganism is removed. Okay, so what you need to do is initial organisms that should be removed, you need to have the sterile media, okay, a sterile condition. The culture medium for the chemostat possesses essential nutrient. Suppose here we have the example with the starch. So what you need to do is you have to add the starch into the medium and in limited quantities. Okay, because of the presence of limited nutrient, the growth rate is determined by the rate at which new medium is fed into the growth chamber. What will happen? Suppose initially it is required of the 10%, and if originally you will add 10, what will happen? Organisms are acquire or adapted themselves for the 10. After certain time period, while you start to add the new nutrient inside, okay, it is already 10, while you will with the fresh media, while you start to add it, okay, organism has been already utilized it, it will reach to the 9 or something like 8, okay, little bit diluted, again you will add the fresh media, it will reach to the more dilution. So from the initially what you have to do is first time it will be less, so initial media in the continuous cultivation vessel you have to add it into near to 8. As organism will start to utilize it, you will add the new nutrient inside, it will reach to the 10. Okay, and slowly organism, and that after that, if this is particularly for the first time or first batch. Okay, after that while you will start to add it from the new vessel, it will be remaining constant. That's why it's known as the chemostat. Okay, The rate of the nutrient exchange is expressed as the dilution rate D. The rate at which the medium flows through the culture vessel relative to the vessel volume, and where F is the flow rate, how much concentration or at what time phase you will addition of this, okay, that will be F. From fresh vessel to this your control vessel, at what time period or how much or how many ml that you are going to add per minute, okay, that will be F, that is flow rate, okay. So both the microbial population level and the generation time are related to the dilution rate. Microbial population density remain unchanged over the wide range of the diluted rates. Generation time decreases if you will add more yes, that we will come later on, that will come into the torpedo state, okay. Now for the continuous culturing, see, we keep one thing in your mind, that what is continuous culture. In continuous cultivation, what we are doing, same phase, prolonged phase, so there is no dead phase into continuation cultivation. You are continuously adding fresh media. Is it clear? What we are doing, continuously adding a fresh media to make one of the phase constant. If we are interested or industry is interested into secondary metabolites for enzyme like amylase, okay, continuously they will add starch. Organism will utilize that particular starch for their growth as well as for secondary metabolites, okay. So why they need to die? If they are getting the nutrient, they won't die. Feeding them continuously. Hello? Are you getting my point? While you are adding the continuously nutrient, there is no any starvation in the nutrient. Okay, you are providing them nutrient. Then why they need to die? Okay. So in the continuous cultivation, you won't get decline phases. Suppose हम continuous culture करें, अगर ये batch cultivation है, तो ये पूरी प्रोसेस आप जो प्रैक्टिकल करते हो आपको पता है 24, 48, 72 आवर्स में खत्म. 3 दिन के लिए अगर आपने फर्मेंटेशन रखा है तो दैट इज बैच कल्टीवेशन. आपने सिर्फ एक ही फ्लास्क के अंदर रखा है, ठीक है, जिसके अंदर आप नए न्यूट्रिएंट नहीं डाल रहे हो, ठीक है. आपने पहली बार 10% स्टार्च डाल दिया है, वो 3 दिन के लिए आप चेक करते रहते हो और ऑर्गेनिज्म की एक्टिविटी देखते हो, ठीक है. उसके अंदर आप बायोमास का भी कॉन्सेंट्रेशन देखते हो कि कितना उनका पॉपुलेशन है, ठीक है. हमने इसमें कोई फ्रेश मीडिया नहीं डाला, तो उसके अंदर हमको ये चारों के चारों फेज साथ में मिलने वाले. 0 आवर्स पर आपको लैग फेज भी मिलेगा जिसके अंदर उसकी एक्टिविटी भी कम होगी. 24 आवर्स, 48 आवर्स और 72 और 96 आवर्स के बाद आपका डिक्लाइन फेज आ जाए, ठीक है. पर कंटिन्यूस अगर इंडस्ट्री इस तरीके से काम करेगी तो क्या होगा, लॉस्ट, ठीक है, उनके लिए बहुत बड़ा लॉस्ट. तो वो क्या करेंगे, दे विल प्रोवाइडिंग अ कंटिन्यूस न्यूट्रिएंट, ठीक है. So that's why you will get, if they are interested in the secondary metabolites like a certain enzymes and vitamins and other things, जब ऑर्गेनिज्म वो फेज में आ जाएंगे, ठीक है, तब वो फेज के अंदर वो कंटिन्यूस वो ही न्यूट्रिएंट डालेंगे जिससे वो सेकेंडरी मेटाबोलाइट्स प्रोड्यूस कर पाए, ठीक है. और उसके साथ उसका प्राइमरी जो रिक्वायरमेंट है उसका कॉन्सेंट्रेशन वो डिसाइड करके डालेगा. इट इज़ नीड टू बी R&D, उसका रिसर्च होता है, उसके बाद उसके अंदर वो डाला जाता है दैट यू हाउ मच इट रिक्वायर फॉर द प्राइमरी रिक्वायरमेंट, ठीक है. अब ऐसा एक लेवल पर देखा जाए दैट इज ऑर्गेनिज्म इफ दे विल बी हाउ मैनी ईयर्स इट विल सर्वाइव. अगर हम, आपका जो कहने का मीनिंग यही हो रहा है कि अगर वो लॉन्ग कंटिन्यूस कल्चर में हम डालते रहेंगे, ठीक है, द सेम टाइम व्हाट विल हैपन समटाइम्स दैट यू विल एडिशन ऑफ द same phase of the culture that is need to be, that is turbidity, okay. So while organisms are into the chemostatic, after certain time of period you need to add synchronous culture in it. आपको उसी फेज के अंदर दूसरे ऑर्गेनिज्म डालने पड़ेंगे, दैट इज इन द सिंक्रोनियस पैटर्न, जो आप ऑलरेडी टर्बिडो स्टेट से चेक करके आओगे, उनको सेम ग्रोथ फेज से कलेक्ट करोगे, ठीक है, और फिर आप उसको डालोगे कंटिन्यूस कल्टीवेशन में जो ऑलरेडी स्टेशनरी फेज के अंदर ही होंगे, ठीक है, समझ में आ रहा है। दो पैरेलल प्रैक्टिकल साथ में करेगी इंडस्ट्री, एक केमोस्टेट के अंदर रखेगी, ठीक है, जो उनके मेजर प्रोडक्ट है उसके लिए, बट आफ्टर सर्टेन 10-15 डेज तक तो वो नहीं सर्वाइव होने वाले, ठीक है, तो अब उनको क्या चाहिए, सो आफ्टर 10 डेज व्हाट दे विल डू इट, एडिशन ऑफ द synchronous culture, okay, that will remain in the same phase or will give the same product in the same time period, ठीक है, तो दूसरा टर्बिडो स्टेट भी साथ में होगा, एंड इन मैनी केसेस दे आर मेंटेनिंग बोथ द स्टेट्स टुगेदर, केमोस्टेट एज वेल एज टर्बिडो स्टेट, ठीक है, सेम फेज ऑफ ग्रोथ पैटर्न एंड सेम stage of the nutrition, they are continuously maintaining and they will get the product. So how they will decide it, by the D is equal to F by V, okay, the how much flow rate that you will add. मिक्स कल्चर, अगर आप दो ऑर्गेनिज्म का ग्रोथ पैटर्न चाहिए, ठीक है, एज एट डिफरेंट टेम्परेचर, every organism have a different generation time, ठीक है, in the same time if you are interested in a secondary metabolites, two different organism will not give you the same time of the same type of the secondary metabolite product. If human amylase or eukaryotic amylase is a different, if it is many degradative fungi are producing amylases, okay, the same time gram positive bacteria Bacillus megaterium is also producing amylases. Prokaryotic amylases is different than a eukaryotic amylases. The same thing, different organisms, as you have studied a molecular technology in detail, that every organism have their different DNA sequences. In the same time they possess a different protein composition. Every protein sequencing is also different, amino acid sequence is also different, okay. So you, while you will addition of this, combined therapy or combined production, that is very much difficult for the industries, because each organism or each of the product will not be produced by the same organism, ठीक है, दो different organism same stage के अंदर same type का product तो कैसे देंगे, that is not possible, okay. So what they will do is, later on while they have purified their product, if we are interested to make this type of the fusion product or want to give to the consumer, what they will do is mixing it outside but not into the fermented, otherwise what will happen, that is on sterile, one of the same stage of organism is combined with another organism, that will be the most affected, okay, because generation time is a different, utilization rate. See, in whole story you need to understand this thing also, that each and every organism has a different utilization rate, okay. Suppose आप खुद के लेवल पे सोचो कि अगर आपको खाना दिया जा रहा है, कोई आदमी 5 मिनट के अंदर पूरा प्लेट खत्म करता है, कोई आधे घंटे तक टीवी देखते देखते खाता रहता है, ठीक है, इन द सेम टाइम किसी ने 5 मिनट में भी खा लिया तो उसको शाम तक भूख नहीं लगती है, किसी ने 1 घंटे तक टीवी देखते देखते खाया, फिर भी कुछ भी नहीं करता है तो भी 2 घंटे के बाद बोलेगा भूख लगी है, कुछ खाना पड़ेगा, राइट. सो रेट ऑफ यूटिलाइजेशन ऑफ ऑर्गेनिज्म इज डिफरेंट इन ऑल द ऑर्गेनिज्म, ओके. दो सी दिस इज अ स्टैंडर्ड स्टडी दैट व्हाट वी आर स्टडिंग राइट नाउ, बट व्हाइल एक्चुअल थिंग वी आर डूइंग इन द लैब इज डिफरेंट. Every organism have a different pattern for the utilization. The Bacillus megaterium isolated from the forest or from the forage region, okay, or from the forage soil, that is a different pattern of the utilization of the starch. The same time, if you will take the organism from the barren land, okay, desert region में से अगर आपने लिया है और उसको अमाइलेज के लिए डालोगे तो दोनों का रेट अलग होगा, दो बोथ आर द Bacillus megaterium, okay, but the pattern of utilization of nutrient is different. So every organism will follow these phases, but the time period for this phase is different in each organism, though they are from the same genus or from the same species. As a subspecies will be changed, according to that this phase will be changed, right? So limiting the nutrient will be almost completely depleted under this balance condition. What you need to do is you need to maintain the nutritional conditions, right? If the dilution rate is too high, the microorganism will wash out the culture vessel before producing the sufficient nutrient. सपोज अगर पहले से ही आप कंटिन्यूस कल्चर के अंदर न्यूट्रिशनल डालते रहते हो और उसके कारण जो डाइल्यूशन हो रहा है, ठीक है, अगर आपको जितने कॉन्सेंट्रेशन में सेम फेज से जो न्यूट्रिएंट चाहिए, राइट, दैट यू वॉन्ट गेट इट बिकॉज इट्स ऑलरेडी diluted. Okay, so sometimes while you are continuously adding your substrates into the chemostat, hello, while you are adding your substrate into your continuous vessel, right, your substrate addition is also interfering by diluting the product. Okay, if you are interested to take it or if you are interested to have the 10 gram or 10 microgram per ml rate of the product, okay, and once you will add continuously adding it, due to that addition of the substrate, instead of getting 10 you will get 8 or 9. Okay, so what you need to maintain, that is flow rate of substrate addition, flow rate of product removal. Hello, substrate rate flow that you need to maintain. In the same time you need to maintain the flow rate of the product removal. Otherwise what will happen, once you won't adjust the time period, right, you won't adjust the rate during with the reference to time, what will happen, addition will be higher, will reach to the dilution of the product. In the same time, if you won't adjust the flow rate of the product removal, okay, that will be slowed down compared to the addition of the substrate, what will happen, product will be accumulated inside the vessel. Okay, because at that time what will happen, that product concentration will interfere to the stage of the organism, because every stage of the phases, right, that is affected by the rate of utilization. Okay, so product itself will stop the enzyme activity, that feedback inhibition, and product will stop the conversion or maybe interfere in some other way by it itself lock the substrate to the product conversion. In torpedo state, that is the second type of it, that is continuous culture system, torpedo state, that is maintenance of the turbidity. As I told you, you are interested minimum lag phase but prolonged log phase, higher production. Okay, we are interested to do this because of the synchronous. I need organism into their best performance and all organism in high population. Okay, my need is around 10⁻12 cells. By the generation time period, organism will produce after 20 minutes 10⁻6. Okay, I am interested all organism or my media will have turbidity 10⁻12 throughout my production. Organism will be reach to the 10⁻12. So I want to do both the things together. One, that is, if my organism will be in this concentration 10⁻12, at that time my product conversion, that I will get it 500, suppose 500 units per ml per minute of amylase, right? If the population of organism will reach to this particular concentration, at the time I will get maximum unit conversion or I will get the maximum enzyme activity, right? So for that what I need to do is I need to maintain 10⁻12 initially right? So in my continuous cultivation chamber, I need to maintain 10 raised to 12, right? Initially what I will do is, as I told you, will put it lesser than the requirement. Okay, so that will be 10 raised to 10. Okay, little bit slow down, what will happen, it will reach to 10 raised to 12. Because to reach to 10 raised to 12, I need to add nutritional from the above, because I need to maintain these also substrate concentration, right? So I will add the substrate concentration. As an addition of the substrate concentration, organism will reach to 10 raised to 12. Okay, later on it will reach to 10 raised to 12. Now what I want to do is maintaining my culture vessel at 10 raised to 12 turbidity. In the same time, my interest to maintain enzyme production at 500 unit. It means that is my desired product, right? Potential enzyme, the potency of that enzyme, that is 500, and I will get it 10 ml per minute. So what I need to do is addition of nutrient in a such a way that flow rate of my this tube, that will be 10 ml per minute with the enzyme who having the potentiality of 500 units per minute. Hello, right? I am maintaining two things together. First, that is by addition of the substrate, I will get my enzyme concentration with my desired potency, right? In the same time, to maintain this concentration, while I am adding the substrate inside, what will happen, that is will maintain the turbidity, because if turbidity will reach to 10 raised to 12, then only my rate of product flow that I will get it, that is 10 ml per minute. Because industry have to do two things together. Suppose if they will utilize 10 raised to 6, and if they will get the same enzyme, but after 15 minutes पर उनको सिर्फ 5 ml 500 यूनिट का देगा, तो इंडस्ट्री को ये इकोनॉमिकली वायबल होगा? नो, राइट? अगर उनको 15 मिनट के बाद 5 ml एवरी 15 मिनट्स के बाद उनको 5 ml एंजाइम ही मिल रहा, जब वो एडिशन करते हैं सिर्फ 10 raised to 6 सेल्स, ठीक है, तो इकोनॉमिकली उनको वायबल होगा? नहीं। पर अगर यही चीज वो ऐसे कर रहे हैं कि अगर 10 raised to 12 ऑर्गेनिजम्स या टर्बिडिटी 10 raised to 12 है, तो उनको हर 5 मिनट के बाद 10 ml प्रोडक्ट मिल रही है, तो वो ऐसा करेंगे? यस, राइट? सो टू मेंटेन their desired product in a sufficient amount, industries are doing this thing at a two level, that is to maintaining chemostat as well as the turbidostat, right? In a turbidostat, the flow rate of the media through the vessel is automatically regulated to maintain predetermined turbidity of the cell density. आपको कितनी चाहिए, ठीक है? If it is 10 raised to 6 or if it is a 10 raised to 12. Okay, so for that what they have to do is they need to adjust the flow rate, right? Now you just think over, instead of this vessel, if our vessel is designed in a such a way that instead of two gauzes, if we have a 3 gauzes together, right? इनकी 2 की जगह पर 3 है, और तीसरा इधर एक फ्लास्क है जिसके अंदर सिंक्रोनियस कल्चर है, जो हर एक सेल्स सेम लॉक फेज के अंदर है, सबकी कैपेसिटी 500 यूनिट एंजाइम एक्टिविटी देने की है, राइट? सो वी कैन डू दिस थिंग हियर with the addition of cells, with the addition of substrate, at the same time required amount of oxygen. right? So turbidous state is more crucial for industries to maintain it, as I think your answer side, you are satisfied with the answer, right? That is how they are maintaining the prolonged stationary phases, right? They need to add the organism in the same phases by this way. Okay, after a certain time period, 10 days, 15 days के बाद वो पूरा मीडिया नहीं बदलता है, right? पर वो क्या करेंगे? Their addition of that same enzyme, or same organism in the same phases. Okay, the same time, if they have started continuous cultivation करना इंडस्ट्री के लिए काफ़ी महंगा है, ठीक है, और बहुत बड़ा रिस्की है, because of chances of contamination, ठीक है. That's why more industries are doing with the batch cultivation. Okay, once you will started your production, it will end with your desired product. Okay, but in some of the cases, it is also used in the continuous cultivation for 2 to 3 cycles. एक हजार गैलन की 5 साइकिल 5 बैच कल्टीवेशन में चलाए, उसकी जगह पे वो क्या करेंगे, 3000 बैच कंटिन्यूस में डाल देंगे. 1000 का पहले बैच चलाया, फिर उसमें से 500 निकाल देंगे और 500 नया फ्रेश डाल देंगे, ठीक है. तो 3 टाइम का पूरा 2000 या 3000 का कंटिन्यूएशन कर देंगे, ठीक है. तो इंस्टेड ऑफ वेस्टिंग more days for the batch cultivation, they will minimize their time period by small or the less short with the continuous cultivation. Continuous cultivation is highly risky for the contamination purpose, but best and the cheaper for the industry because of the small phases. Lag phase कम हो गया, log phase निकल गया, या फिर अगर log phase में प्रोडक्ट है तो स्टेशनरी निकल गया, डिक्लाइन फेज के लिए वेट नहीं करना पड़ रहा है, ठीक है, और डिक्लाइन फेज जैसी चीज़ आ ही नहीं रही है, तो इंडस्ट्री के लिए वो टाइम बच रहा है, सेविंग ऑफ द टाइम, राइट. They are doing it, but again it's risky with the certain mix. Second thing, that it is essential for interaction between microbial species, that is also needed. Okay, that you need to maintain the similar environmental condition throughout while you are putting into the continuous cultivation, right? You need to maintain pH, hello, you need to maintain temperature, otherwise what will happen when your addition of your substrate, continuously addition of the substrate in the same time product form, right, during that pH will be imbalancing, certain substrate will utilize, organism will produce little bit acidic or little bit alkali condition, so due to that pH variations will be observed, right, and that will be affected to the turbidity and synchronicity, right, phases of the organism is affected, right. So in a turbidous state as well as into the chemo state, two major important part, one that is contamination and second that is environmental condition that you need to be maintained, otherwise it will adversely affected to the phases of the organism, right. Now where these things has been applied in industrial microbiology, in food industries, they are doing all this, right. Now in what is the role of a biotechnologist in this, right? Once you understood these all phases, you can give larger production in a shorter time period. Even you can design your experiment with a certain substrate levels that is not included in the PPTs, but I just want to share with you. I think you already studied this in enzymology paper, that is enzyme concentration will be stable, and if you will change the substrate concentration in the medium optimization, which kinetic graph that you will get it, Lin-Weaver-Burke, right, Lin-Weaver-Burke. So what will happen, enzyme concentration, it means your product concentration is stable, hello, your product rate, flow rate of your product that you will be stabilizing, right, you need to put it into after every 15 minutes 5 ml that you want to meditate, so that is constant. Okay, what you need to adjust is addition of the substrate. How you can get it with the LB. राइट. विदिन गिवन वर्क प्लॉट से आप उसको मेंटेन कर पाओ. आपको डालना है कि पर पीरियड आपको कितना सबस्ट्रेट एडिशन करना है. एट आफ्टर अ लॉन्ग बहुत सारे आप R&D करोगे, इसके बाद आपको एक रेट पता चल जाएगा कि बाय द LP प्लॉट यू विल गेट इट दैट 100 ग्राम और 100 ml ऑफ सबस्ट्रेट पर 15 मिनट और 10 ml सबस्ट्रेट पर मिनट के एडिशन से अगर आप डालोगे दैट यू विल गेट द प्रोडक्ट इन दिस रेट. Okay, so for that you need to study even enzyme kinetics, you need to study the temperature kinetics, that will all these factors together will help you to make the continuous culture. सिर्फ एक पैरामीटर को कंसीडर करके आप कंटिन्यूस कल्टीवेशन नहीं कर सकते. ओके, बैच कल्टीवेशन हम जो कर रहे हैं दैट इज गुड वन, दैट यू कैन पुट इट इन फेजेस, राइट. बट एट दैट टाइम यू वांट गेट अ हायर प्रोडक्ट. आपको बहुत सारे प्रोडक्ट नहीं मिलेगी, या फिर आपको बहुत बड़ा इन्फॉर्मेंटल चाहिए और उसके अंदर आपको टाइम हिसाब से चलना पड़े. बट इफ़ यू आर इंटरेस्टेड टू हैविंग द मोर प्रोडक्ट इन अ शॉर्टर टाइम पीरियड, यू नीड टू यूज all these three things together, that is continuous culture, then torpedo state, camo state and synchronicity. Okay, and you will get the higher production. Flush out, that is to remove the product, to remove the cell debris. Okay, to remove the unwanted product or byproduct which is there into the continuous or batch cultivation class. In a batch cultivation you cannot remove it. What you need to do is while you are checking your activities or while you are checking your enzyme amylases activities, at the time you are taking it and go for the centrifugation. You are taking your desired product and rest of the thing that you will do it. Okay, but in a continuous cultivation what we are doing it, rate of product recovery or rate of the product that you will get it, that is your this flask. Okay, so you need to remove product, that is flush. Okay, that you are accumulating, you are collecting your product in another vessel, that is with a certain flow. And so what will happen inside it, unwanted material. Now product is your need, okay, but for the continuous cultivation that is your unwanted thing, because it will interfere to your process. Hello, right? It will interfere to your process. So what you need to do is flush it out. You need to remove it from your cultivation, remove it from your fermenter, right? So you need to flush it out.